Hey, what's up my home slices? So I gotta go over a few things before I actually get started on the strategy. First of all, if you have not subbed, please go ahead and do that right off the bat. Second of all, I'm kind of a little bit sick, so if I actually start coughing or sneezing during the middle of the video, I'm sorry. It won't happen all the time, I'll fix that eventually. Sooner or later my immune system will catch up. Anyways, this map is called The Great Divide. It is a new map for BTD5. I think it's super duper fun. I think it's interesting. I think they're kind of going for more of a co-op map type of map instead of just a BTD5 alone type of map, and that's why it actually looks kind of like this. That's why they organized it like this. The first thing I actually thought of when I saw this map was I actually thought of Land Before Time. Don't ask me why, I just thought of Land Before Time, The Great Divide. And now let's get down to the strategy a little bit. Basically what you got to do the entire time is kind of even up your towers. Basically, if you get something on the right side, get it on the left. That's basically what you're going to do. At least most of the time, and then sometimes you can't actually afford everything, so you're going to kind of have to maybe use a little bit of road spikes here and there along the way. But overall, I really did not use very many sets of road spikes at all. Maybe about 50 to 100, but I mean, if you think about that, that's really not that much at all. So anyways, let's go over the strategy. What did I do? I started off with 4 dart monkeys. Well, got them as fast as possible, realistically. So you basically want to put them kind of where I put them, I guess. I mean, it seems like a reasonable spot to put them. It seems like it got the most area of effect for each dart monkey when I put them in those places. So there was actually some idea behind actually putting them there instead of just random spots, which people tend to actually do. The next thing you want to do is get some tack shooters. So those little pink guys at the top there, those guys are super duper helpful. They're basically just your main popping power for the first few levels, while your dart monkeys are basically the cleanup. But you can't start off with the tack shooters because you can't get enough money for that in the very first few rounds. So you got to start off with dart monkeys, get tack shooters as fast as possible, and then what you're going to do is get a farm up. So yeah, once you get your 2-0-0 tack shooters, you're probably going to want to get a farm. Now, by the way, I did put this on like 3 times speed, so we're having a bunch of time following this. I'm sorry. So first of all, this is not a complete walkthrough because I don't like giving complete walkthroughs for people because it means they're not playing the game. It's a strategy game. You're supposed to have to think. Don't just copy me. That's just lame. It's not that I would hate you if you copy me or something like that, but just lame. Play the actual game. It's not as fun if you don't actually play it. So anyways, this is just kind of a guide showing you how it is possible and how you may be able to adjust your strategy just a little bit depending on if you're failing or not. So anyways, yeah, we got a bunch of farms going already. We got 2 3-0 tack shooters for level 27, and then I got also 2 glue gunners for level 20. 2 glue gunners, at least 2-0. You can upgrade to at least 1-0. You can upgrade to 2-0 a little bit later. That's the corrosive glue. It's not super important by around level 20, but by level 28 it is necessary to pop those leads. So in that meantime, you can actually get quite a few farms. Now your main farming time is actually between the rounds of right around 20 and 32. That's your main farming time, so those glue gunners and your tack shooter will actually beat pretty much everything. Right around level 33, you want to get 2 tack factories at the bottom there, and now we're finally getting caught up to our strategy just a little bit. Get 2 3-0 boomerangs. And those 3-0 boomerangs are your main popping power for level 40. Keep them on strong. I actually do quite a bit of targeting with my stuff. I keep glue gunners on last. I put boomerang monkeys mostly on strong, and that's to help pop the ceramics as soon as they come out. Now I did something kind of odd here, which I don't normally do, but I felt like this was probably the best way to get around this, and I built a 2-1 Dartling gun right here. So this 2-1 Dartling gun is going to help me out with a bunch of these camos. Now they don't pop all the camos, so you're going to have to do a little bit of road spike action. So yeah, just click that button on the road spikes a little bit. You're going to have to kind of do a little bit of micro there, but I think you'll actually be able to figure it out. After that, what I did was by level 42, 43, you want to get some cannons up. So get like a 3-0 cannon. Now I'm not going to lie, I went really heavy cannon in this game, and I felt like it was extremely effective. This was actually my second try playing this game. The first time I tried, I got to level like 7 and lost a couple lives, so I actually had to restart. So it did not take me that when it tries to beat this map. So honestly, advanced map, I think it's a reasonable map to be advanced. And then what you want to do is, now this is something that you don't probably see very often, a MOAB assassin. Now, the reason why I went with MOAB Assassin is because I couldn't build enough MOAB Maulers on both sides. So I figured build the MOAB Assassin on one side, use the ability, and no matter what, you're going to pop the MOAB, no matter which side it comes on. So that's pretty freaking sweet, right, guys? I know, I don't know. I thought of that. I thought it was kind of cool. And I'd never really done that before. So then what you want to do is you're actually going to have quite a bit of popping power. Your 2 3-0 cannons are going to be sort of near the bottom. Those guys cannot pop black, so you have to be a little bit careful for that. And then what you want to do is kind of rearrange some of your towers here to play more for late game. You're playing early game the entire time. Now we need to rearrange our towers. So for example, my glue gunners, I actually switched them and I put them on I put them a little bit below the tack shooter, or I'm trying to. I'm in the motion of doing that. As soon as I get enough money for all my stuff, I will eventually do that. I'm going to get two glue gunners right now, right over there. Some two glue gunners. Those guys are going to be extremely helpful in popping or gluing all these ceramics that come out of the MOABs. That's why I actually moved them, so they can actually glue more ceramics, giving more time for my MOAB Maulers to pop the MOABs. And you're going to rely on your MOAB Assassins just a little bit, but as soon as you get 2 MOAB Maulers, you can actually deal with most of those MOABs fairly well. But I do recommend going with 3. Now, right around 53, you don't have any camo detection still. I know it sucks. We still don't have any solid camo detection. You're going to have to use some road spikes here and there, as well as I sold my Dartling gun, if you haven't noticed. I feel like that was just too much money wasted, so I got a bunch of farms and stuff with that money that I could have... Instead of the Dartling gun, I got some farms, which were going to help me out more late game. Now, 3 MOAB Maulers are usually enough to deal with most MOABs. It's level 54 and stuff like that. You can actually beat most of those MOABs, no problem. But then you're going to have to start saving up for some more stuff. What are you going to save up for? Well, what I did was I got a monkey village first, and then started getting 4 2 cannons. So we're saving like $700 just by saving $700 just by getting those. Or what is it? Maybe like $400 by getting those monkey villages first. But they're going to help out the entire time, and I felt like that was a good time to get it. We have a solid defense for right now. But also, you're going to need camo detection for level 59. Camo leads. Camo leads completely suck, so you're going to have to deal with those somehow, and guess what we have to do? Double monkey villages on both sides. I know it's sad, we have to waste kind of a lot of money getting those monkey villages and not popping power, but it's kind of required. Next thing you want to do is make sure you're for level 50, well, for level 60 you probably won't have a problem. The BFB is actually not a big deal because you have 2 MOAB Assassins, so no problemo. But level 63 is going to be a mega problem if you don't have 2 Arctic Winds, as well as your 4-2 cannons. I really don't think the 4-2 cannons can deal with those ceramics by themselves, even with a 3-0 boomerang or something like that. I decided to play it safe and just get an Arctic Wind. By the way, if you feel like saving the game, go right ahead. You know, every 10 rounds, every 15 rounds, just in case. You never know when something bad's going to happen, or just bad things in general are just bound to happen eventually when you mess something up. I got lucky and I actually didn't mess up at all. This is just one full playthrough. I didn't use any save states or anything like that. And then also I had to sell my farm on level 63, by the way. So yep, I know, I had to do it. I had to sell a farm, get an Arctic Wind. I now have 2 Arctic Winds. Now realistically, I have a bunch of balloon popping power, right guys? Put them sort of near the back. Billions of balloon popping power. Balloons are not going to get through, but MOABs are. And by the way, don't get me started on talking about MOABs are still balloons, because I don't care. MOAB class balloons are the only real problem here, so you gotta just mass MOAB Maulers. That's the plan. Get a bajillion MOAB Maulers, but in the meantime I actually did get a 4-2 banana farm over there. 4-2 banana farms are much more efficient than 2-0, 1-0, 3-0, any of those guys, even 3-2 and all that. Just get the 4-2 banana farm, even if it requires you selling some other farms. That's your best bet. Just try not to sell them all, like all at once, to try and get that. Just wait a little while and save up some money so you can actually afford those guys. And then what you're going to do is just keep building MOAB Maulers. So this is probably the toughest part of the game, right around now. 73, 77, you just got your 4-2 banana farm, so realistically you still don't have that much income. You kind of have a lot of it built up into that farm. So you could sell it and get $20,000 right now, but we'd actually rather save it and save that for level like 80, 81, 84, those really, really tough levels. So now what I decided to do is I decided MOAB Maulers by themselves are just not enough MOAB popping power. We need to get something that kind of targets certain balloons a little bit better. So it's time for a Super Monkey, in fact a Roboplasma. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get 2 Roboplasmas, I guess as fast as possible. Pretty much just watch what's going on, you know, balloons start getting through, build more stuff like that. But level 78 is difficult because those camo balloons, the camo ceramics do come. So I actually got another 3-0 cannon down there, and I also got that 3-0 boomerang. I'm not even... just make sure you get something like that, 3-0 boomerang or something like that, to help deal with those just a little bit. So you notice those camo balloons got pretty darn far. And I was lagging quite a bit as well. I don't know if it was just because I was recording or because this level was just kind of weird, or it's Kiwi service. I'm not really sure, but I was lagging quite a bit, which I'm not really used to. Anyways, what you're noticing is I got 2 plasma monkeys just about. 2 plasma monkeys are going to be somewhat helpful for level like 79 and stuff like that. But once you get the Roboplasmas, it's going to be excellent. So get those Roboplasmas, and I don't know, it doesn't really matter which side you get them on, by the way. Just try and keep everything a little bit even. Now, I did put my farms on the right side, so that kind of limits my spacing for my MOAB Maulers and stuff like that. So you kind of have to watch your spacing just a little bit with those guys. Anyways, this is one of those tough levels because all of my BFBs came on one side on this level, which, you know, is not a good thing, obviously. But I did end up killing them all. Make sure you use MOAB assassins effectively. You still do have 2 of those guys, so just keep using those guys whenever you get in trouble, mainly to pop the BFBs and stuff like that. 83, no problem. By this time, I'm actually just getting more MOAB maulers. I upgraded my glue gunners both to 2-3. That's going to glue every single ceramic, and no balloons can ever possibly get by with a 4-2 cannon, 3-2 ice tower, and 3-2 glue gun. No freaking way. 84, more MOAB popping power. You're going to need it. I sold my farm. I just bought a bunch of MOAB maulers. I bought like 7 of them on this level, actually. And then level 85 is just this, oh my god, use your MOAB assassins, buy a couple more if you need to, resell them if you use them on the last level, and you guys will be golden. So that's really all I got for today. Like I said, sub if you really like this video for more Bloons Tower Defense action, and have a great day.